what does it mean to be indispensable to you?
Being indispensable means that you are trying to be the best that you can possibly be. It means that you are always changing with the current, that you're not staying stagnant, that you are flexible, and that you are, grasping concepts and learning everything you can so you can be the best. So they can't do without you. That's what indispensable means.
So just a few moments ago, you were talking about what it means to be indispensable. How was this instilled in you when you were younger?
Well, I had great role models. My mom and my dad, they basically cultivated that ever since I was in the womb. My mom was the first to go to college to be a nurse. She was the oldest of 13 children. My mom and dad had their own companies in New York, and they worked tirelessly hard. They decided to move here, and they had their businesses in New York as well as North Carolina. And one of the key things that my dad always told me, he said, you have to be indispensable. He hated employees who were, he called them the shysters, the freeloaders, the shucking and drivers. Literally, that's what he was, all those shucking and drivers, those freeloaders, and he would fire them just like that. Wow. And he told me, he said, nobody wants anybody who's not doing their best. Nobody. And it not even just like in the employment world, the business world, but even like fixing your bed, cleaning the floor, washing the dishes. You had to do everything beyond the best. And the reason why they said that is they said you always have to dot your I's, cross your T's, and run the race twice as hard in order to be successful. And that was their mantra, and they lived it. We saw it, and they wouldn't accept anything
What
else.
obstacles have you overcome in life, and how have you overcome them?
Okay, this is tough. I'm gonna get real.
Okay.
Be transparent. I think one of my obstacles was the fact that I did not make a wise choice with whom I married. And even though I loved him immensely, he didn't love me. And even though I just kept trying and trying, because I was carrying that mantra with me as well, like always do your best, to make it right. And I learned a tough lesson that some things you can't fix, right? And I had to learn that it's not everything that you come up against cannot defeat you. Like, I had to tell myself that being married and wasn't me, that it wasn't, I had 4 children. I'm an African American woman. I'm, trying my best to be all that I'm meant to be. And I'm seeing my siblings who married well and are doing well, have great houses, and living the dream, American dream, and I am not. And there's nothing I can do about it. And it was just so heartbreaking for me. But I just believe that, what's meant for me is meant for me. And I had to say that. What's meant for me is meant for me.
That's so good. It ties back into the whole thing of being indispensable. Yes, it's about you reflecting on yourself and making sure that you're thinking the little things and the big things. But it sounds like it's also about knowing your worth, knowing your value. I am indispensable. I'm going to put myself in a position where I'm going to succeed and where I can provide for my children, despite this situation that I'm in. That I will not be the best. How are you instilling being indispensable in your students? How are you teaching them that?
Yes, I give them examples. I'm always talking about various people who went beyond the call of duty, who made a difference in our society. Frederick Douglass, Ida B. Wells,
yes.
Ray Hansberry, Mansa Musa, Cleopatra, Alawapa.
So
the list
many.
goes on and on and on. Prime Minister Winston Churchill. It's we have so many great examples in history about how people have made a difference and who are indispensable. And without them, where would we be now? right?
Yes.
You always have to say that. Without them, where would we be now? And that's the ticket right there. You know, you have to give examples. You have to walk the walk and talk the talk. I mean, you can't just like, you know, you have to show them what it means to be indispensable and why.